Waterfalls by the sea? Familiar? If you think this is Hawaii, you are wrong. This natural jewel is located at Sitio Sabang, Barangay Cabayugan, Puerto Princesa City. This is Payamaluguan Falls. This aesthetic and breathtaking view of the falls will surely captivate your backpacking dreams. Camping by the falls and sea? Payamaluguan is the key. What are you waiting for? Reward yourself with a nature trip. Visit Sitio Sabang now, your Hawaii within reach. Hello, grade 9 Dream Learners! Welcome to Puerto Princesa Dream TV, your digital classroom. Come, let's get ready to be amazed and unlock aha moments with the grade 9 Quarter 2 chemistry lessons. I am Teacher Anna and I will be your virtual teacher as we explore the wonderful subatomic world. Aren't you excited? Well, I am. Have a pen and paper handy as we dissect the lesson carefully. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to illustrate how an ionic bond is formed. Show how ions are formed. Are you excited? Let's start our new learnings and enjoy. To check what you already know about the lesson, let's try this activity. I will show you the question and you are going to choose the letter of the correct answer from the given options. You are given 5 seconds to answer each question, and when you hear this, that means the time is up. Are you ready? Let's start! Directions. Listen and analyze the following questions and select the letter of the best answer. Write your answer on your paper. Number 1. Which of the following chemical bonding occurs between metal and nonmetal? A. Covalent bond. B. Ionic bond. C. Metallic bond. And D. Hydrogen bond. Number 2. Which of the following is considered as the charge of a cation? A. Negative charge. B. Neutral charge. C. Positive charge. Or D. Cannot be determined. Number 3. What kind of element becomes a cation or the one that loses electron after ionic bonding? A. Metals. B. Metalloids. C. Noble gases. And D. Nonmetals. Number 4. Which of the following is mainly participating in the formation of bonds? A. Ground electrons. B. Neutrons. C. Protons. and D. Valence electrons. Number 5. Which of the following is an example of an ionic compound? A. Carbon tetrachloride or CCl4. B. Carbon dioxide or CO2. C. Carbon sulfide or CS2. And D. Sodium chloride or NaCl. Check your answers on the screen. Number 1, B. Number 2, C. Number 3, A. Number 4, D. Number 5, D. Did you answer the questions correctly? If yes, you're awesome. If not, that's fine, because as we go along with our lesson, we will learn and understand more about this topic. Now, let us be familiar with the following terms. Ionic bond. It is formed by electrostatic attraction between ions resulting in the transfer of electrons. Ions. It is a particle, atom, or molecule that carry electrical charge. Cation. Positively charged ions. Anion. Negatively charged ions. Valence electrons. Electrons in the outermost shell that can participate in chemical bonding. For our lesson for today, we will discuss how ions are formed. You have learned that we are surrounded by different elements which are composed of very small particles called atoms. The previous lesson also gave us the idea about chemical bonding. An atom bonds with the same or other atoms to attain their stability. It is either by gaining or sharing electrons. Do you know what compound has a chemical formula of NaCl? Yes, you're correct. It is the table salt, which is used as flavoring agents in our homes. Salt is from the atom of sodium Na and chlorine Cl that combines in a form of ionic bonding. Another example of a useful compound is sodium fluoride, which is a main component of toothpaste and mouthwash. It helps prevent dental cavities and tooth problems. It has a chemical formula of NaF, which is also an example of a compound formed from ionic bond. Ionic bond occurs between atoms of metallic and non-metallic elements with widely different electronegativities. It is formed by electrostatic attraction between ions, resulting in the transfer of electrons. To deepen your understanding about ionic bond, let us do this activity. The material for this activity is the modern periodic table of elements. Follow the procedures for you to be guided in answering the activity. Procedures. Step 1. Select a metallic and non-metallic element from your periodic table. Write the Lewis symbol of the selected elements. Take note of the electronegativity values of both elements. Subtract the electronegativity value of the metallic element from the non-metallic element. Let us take a look at this example of sodium chloride. Sodium is a metal element with an electronegativity value of 0.90, while chlorine, which is a non-metal element, has an electronegativity value of 3.0. If we will get the electronegativity difference of the two elements, we will have 3.0 minus 0.90 equals 2.1. Remember that if the difference of the electronegativity value is greater than 1.9, then complete transfer of electron or electrons is possible. Thus, in our example for sodium chloride or NaCl, which has an electronegativity difference of 2.1, ionic bond is present. Step 2. With the use of an arrow, show the complete transfer of electrons. In our example of sodium chloride, sodium has 1 valence electron while chlorine has 7. Sodium tends to transfer its valence electron to chlorine, forming a compound of NaCl or sodium chloride by ionic bond. After ionic bonding, both sodium and chlorine attain stability. Step 3. Indicate the formation of cation and anion. In ionic bonding, element transfers or loses electron. It becomes positively charged and it is called cation. On the other hand, when an element receives or accepts electrons, it becomes negatively charged and is called anion. Again, in sodium chloride compound, sodium transfers or loses electron and becomes positively charged and it becomes a cation, while chlorine, which receives or accepts electrons, it becomes negatively charged and becomes an anion. Were you able to follow and remember all the 3 steps? Very good! Now, given the following elements with electronegativity, illustrate how ionic bonding is formed by following steps 1, 2, 3. You may scan the QR code on the screen to have a copy of an activity sheet and print it. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to do this. Let's check your answers. Guide questions. Directions. Using your knowledge from the previous activity, answer the following guide questions. Check the box that corresponds to your answer. You are given 5 seconds to answer each guide question. Question 1. What kind of element becomes cation, or the one that loses electron, after ionic bonding? Metal? Non-metal? Question 2. What kind of element becomes anion, or the one that gains electron, after ionic bonding? Metal, nonmetal. Question 3. How do ions form? Ions form after complete sharing of electrons. Ions form after complete transfer of electrons. Question 4. How can you tell that ionic bonding will take place between metals and nonmetals? Ionic bonding will take place between metal and nonmetal with electronegativity difference of greater than 1.9. Ionic bonding will take place between two nonmetals, electronegativity difference of greater than 1.9. Question 5. Will all combinations of metals and nonmetals form ionic bond? Why? Not all metal-nonmetal combinations will result in an ionic bond. Only those with electronegativity difference of more than 1.9. All metal-nonmetal combinations will result in an ionic bond. Let's check your answers. Question 1. Metal. Question 2. Non-metal. Question 3. Ions form after complete transfer of electrons. Question 4. Ionic bonding will take place between metal and non-metal with electronegativity difference of greater than 1.9. Question 5. Not all metal-non-metal combinations will result in an ionic bond. Only those with electronegativity difference of more than 1.9. Still enjoying our lesson? Now let us have another activity. Determine the electronegativity difference of each combination. Write ionic bond that illustrates transfer of electrons and X if not. Again, you may scan the QR code on the screen to have a copy of an activity sheet and print it. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer this activity. Again, if the electronegativity difference is greater than 1.9, complete transfer of electron or electrons is possible. Thus, ionic bond is formed. Are you ready? Let's begin. Check your answers on the screen. Number 1. X. Electronegativity difference 0.89. Number 2. Ionic bond. Electronegativity difference 2.44. Number 3. X. Electronegativity difference 1.24. Number 4. Ionic bond. Electronegativity difference 3.05. Number 5. X. Electronegativity difference 0. You did a great job in answering those activities. Because we are done with our discussion, let us take note of some of the important concepts that we have learned for today's lesson. Ionic bond occurs between atoms of metals and nonmetals with electronegativity difference of greater than 1.9. It is formed by electrostatic attraction between ions resulting in the transfer of electrons. When an element gains electron, it becomes negatively charged and is called an ion. On the other hand, when an element loses electron, it becomes positively charged and is called cation. Example is salt, in which sodium and chlorine attain stability after ionic bonding, where sodium loses electron while chlorine gains electron. Well done, learners! Before we end our episode, let us have a short quiz to test if you really understood our lesson for today. Are you ready? Let's start! Directions. Listen and analyze the following questions and select the letter of the best answer. Write your answer on your paper. Number 1. Which of the following chemical bonding occurs between metal and nonmetal? A. Covalent bond. B. Ionic bond. C. Metallic bond. And D. Hydrogen bond. Number 2. Which of the following is considered as the charge of a cation? A. Negative charge. B. Neutral charge. C. Positive charge. Or D. Cannot be determined. Number 3. What kind of element becomes a cation or the one that loses electron after ionic bonding? A. Metals. B. Metalloids. C. Noble gases. And D. Nonmetals. Number 4. Which of the following is mainly participating in the formation of bonds? A. Ground electrons. B. Neutrons. C. Protons. And D. Valence electrons. Number 5. Which of the following is an example of an ionic compound? A. Carbon tetrachloride or CCl4. B. Carbon dioxide or CO2. C. Carbon sulfide or CS2. And D. Sodium chloride or NaCl. Check your answers on the screen. Number 1, B. Number 2, C. Number 3, A. Number 4, D. Number 5, D. Want more? Let's have it as your assignment. For your additional task, do this activity. Procedure. From the valence electron or electrons indicated inside the parentheses, select from the pool of elements a combination of atoms that will form an ionic bond. To form an ionic bond, the compound must achieve the octet rule. Make at least 5 ionic compounds. Please scan the QR code flashed on your screen to download the resources in this activity in print. Congratulations, Dream Learners, for completing another episode. We have unlocked another science lesson that you can apply in your daily lives. We have learned in this lesson that elements bond no matter the size, big or small. Atoms with lower energy level bond with higher ones just to attain stability. Just like as humans, we can attain a stable relationship with anyone around us if we disregard looking at everyone's status in life. Don't look at how far or how low your achievements in life is. What is important is how you treat others with love and respect so we achieve stability in life. Just like your natural ability to bond with other people. Remember, we are made up of atoms. And please, reach out to those who are far from everyone. Your highs and your hellos matter. Keep discovering and continue learning. For our next episode, we will discuss more of the subatomic particles. This time, we will tackle the properties of carbon and how it bonds with other elements. This has been your virtual teacher, Anna. See you again in the next episode of Puerto Princesa Dream TV. Stay safe.